Hey everyone, and welcome. So did you know that some words in English are kind of like secret superpowers? Seriously, they can take a totally normal sentence and turn it into a question, a rule, a suggestion, even a wish. Today, we're going to unlock these superpowers together. You ready? Let's get started.
Okay, first up, let's play a little game. I want you to imagine you could create the most amazing classroom in the entire world. Your dream classroom. What would it be like? What rules would you make? Just think about it for a second. Would you have video games? Maybe a pet corner? Go wild.
Okay, so maybe your rules would look a little something like this. See those special words I've highlighted? Can, should, and must. These are the magic words, the superpowers we're talking about. They're called modals, and trust me, they're going to make your English way more powerful.
So here's our roadmap for today's journey. We'll start off in our dream classroom. Then we'll learn the traffic rules of talking. After that, we'll check out the green lights that mean go and the stop signs that tell us to be careful. Then we'll see how you can start driving your conversations. And by the end, you'll see that you have the power.
All right, so what if I told you that talking is actually a lot like driving on a road? I mean, think about it. You've got signals that tell you when to go, when to slow down, and when you have to stop. Well, modals are exactly like that. They're basically the traffic signals for our words.
So what are modals, really? Well, they aren't the main action words, the main verbs in a sentence. Nope. Instead, they're helper verbs. That's the key word. They help the main verb by adding different feelings or moods. You know, like saying something is possible or that something is a super strict rule. And this right here is a fantastic way to picture it. A green light? That means you can go. A yield sign, you know, the slow down one? That suggests you should be careful. And that big red stop sign? Well, that means you must stop. See how that works? It's pretty simple, right? Okay, let's dive into the green lights first.
All right, first up, let's talk about the green lights. These are the modals that give you permission to do something, or they show that something is possible. They're the ones that say, yep, go for it. So, the most common green light you'll see is the word can. It shows you have the ability to do something, right? Like, I can ride a horse. Or it gives you permission, like you can walk on the grass. It's just a clear signal to go right ahead.
Now, what about could? Well, could is just the past tense of can. It's that simple. So when we talk about an ability someone had way back in the past, like a grandfather who spoke 6 different languages, wow, we use could. You can kind of think of it as a green light from the past.
May is also a green light, but it's the extra polite one. It's the one you use when you want to ask for permission really, really nicely. You know, especially from a teacher or your parents or just anyone you respect.
Here's a perfect example you might use, maybe even at the dinner table tonight. Asking, may I have another roti, sounds so much more polite than just saying, can I have another roti? It really shows respect. So here's a little tip. Remember to use may when you want to show that extra bit of respect. Okay, so we've covered the green lights that tell us go. Now let's switch gears and look at the stop signs. These are the modals that tell us all about our duties, about strict rules, and about really, really strong advice.
I want you to think of the word must as a big, giant red stop sign. This is not a suggestion, okay? It's a command. It means something is absolutely necessary, or it's a rule that you cannot and should not break. No exceptions.
For example, if you're in a library and you see a sign that says, you must obey the rules and not eat here, that is a super strict rule. Using the word must makes it crystal clear that this is an obligation, a duty. There's no choice in the matter. You just stop and you obey. Okay, now should is a little bit different. It's not that hard stop sign. It's more like one of those yellow slow down signs, or a sign that warns you to be careful. We use it to give really good advice or to talk about a duty that's, important to follow. Just imagine you're the class monitor on the first day of school. You'd probably tell the new students, you should not run in the corridor. It's not a law, right? But it's very, very strong advice for their own safety and, of course, for keeping order in the school. It's just the right thing to do.
All right, time for a quick pop quiz. Let's check your progress. Look at this sentence. There are clouds in the sky. It blank rained today. So, which modal fits best in that blank? May, must, or will? Take a second. Think about it. Is rain a certainty here, or is it just a possibility? And the answer is may. Did you get it? So why is it may? Well, because clouds in the sky make rain possible, right? But it's not a 100% guarantee. Saying it must rain would be way too strong. So may is absolutely perfect for showing that possibility. Awesome job if you got that right. Okay, so now let's put all this awesome knowledge to good use. I want you to imagine your younger brother or sister comes to you for help. They have a school project all about traffic rules. How would you explain it to them using our new superpower words?
Well, you could create a little chart for them, just like this one. For the red light, you'd say, this means you must stop. And when you're on a bike, you must wear a helmet. For the yellow light, this means you should slow down and you should look both ways. And for the green light, this means you can go now, you can cross the road. This is just a perfect summary of how our traffic rules for talking work in the real world.
So, there you have it. We've journeyed through our dream classroom, we've learned all about the traffic rules of talking, and we even helped out with a school project. You now hold the keys. You really do have the power to make your English so much clearer, more polite, and way more specific.
So let's do a super quick recap of the main points. Point 1, modals are helper verbs that add feeling. Point 2, just think of them as traffic rules for talking. That makes it so easy. Must is your stop sign, a strict rule. Should is your slow down sign, strong advice. And can or may are your green lights. They give you permission.
And that pretty much brings us to the end. You now understand the basic rules of the road for any conversation. So I've got one last question for you. Now that you know the rules, how are you going to use these superpowers, these modals, to drive your conversations and express yourself with way more confidence and clarity? Give that some thought. Thanks so much for joining me today.